1983 to 1993, Mustang SSP. In the early 1980s, the California Highway Patrol called for a high-performance police vehicle capable of pursuing criminals at high speeds on the freeway. The result was the 1982 CHP Mustang, essentially Mustang GT components housed in the most conservative notchback body style available. By 1983, the Special Service Package Mustang, the same basic car, was in use nationwide. Under the hood was the legendary 5.0-liter V8 engine, paired with either a 4-speed automatic or a 5-speed manual transmission. The fastest versions came between 1990 and 1993, when Ford certified the speedometers up to 160 miles per hour. Ford produced around 15,000 of these outstanding patrol cars. Today, the SSP Mustangs are ideal project car platforms. In 2006 to 2013 Dodge Charger Police Package. When the Corvette-powered Caprice was discontinued in 1996, high-performance police car enthusiasts were left with the aging 250-horsepower Ford Crown Vic Police Interceptor. Though wildly popular then and still today, the Crown Vic could block a donut truck and not much else. With no rear-drive rivals from Chrysler or Chevrolet, Ford held over 80% of the police car market for years. Then, in 2005, Dodge unveiled the new Charger, a rear-wheel drive Hemi V8 muscle sedan. Just a year later, the police package arrived to strike fear into speeders everywhere. The best early examples had a 340-horsepower V8 and could hit 60 miles per hour in just 6 seconds. Today's 370-horsepower Charger police package is even quicker, capable of 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds, and looks more intimidating than ever with its menacing front fascia. 1969, Dodge Polara Pursuit. Chrysler virtually dominated the high-performance police car market in the 1960s. Take, for example, the 1965 Dodge Polara Pursuit, which packed a robust 413 cubic-inch V8 capable of running the quarter-mile in 15 seconds. A remarkable feat for its time. But the real beast came a few years later. The 1969 Polara, with its 375-horsepower 440 Magnum engine, was an absolute monster. It resembled a 4-door Plymouth Roadrunner in plain clothes. According to the book Dodge, Plymouth and Chrysler Police Cars 1956 to 1978 by Edwin J. Sano and John L. Bella, the 69 Polara Pursuit held the record for fastest top speed by a Chrysler police car at the company's high-banked Chelsea Proving Grounds Oval, reaching an astonishing 147 miles per hour. That's impressive even for modern American sedans, let alone one from the 60s. 1991 to 2002 Chevrolet Camaro B4C. Chevy wasn't content to let Ford dominate the high-speed pursuit scene with the SSP Mustang, so they created a hot Camaro variant for law enforcement duties. Codenamed B4C, it was essentially a Z28 Camaro, disguised in the body of a lower-performance RS Camaro. The 1991 to 1992 B4C cars came at the end of the third-gen Camaro run and were equipped with port-injected 305 or 350 cubic-inch V8s. But when the fourth-gen Camaro launched in 1993, with the 275-horsepower LT 1350 V8 and optional 6-speed manual, the B4C turned into a real monster, capable of 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 6 seconds and a top speed of 150 miles per hour. By 2001, the LS1 V8 with 310 horsepower had entered the mix, turning this already hot pursuit car into a legitimate street machine. 1977 to 1978, Dodge Monaco Pursuit. In the so-called Malaise era, Dodge still crammed relatively potent big-block beasts under the hoods of their mid-size patrol cruisers. When departments opted for the top E86 package on the Monaco Pursuit, they received a 440 cubic-inch V8, producing 230 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque via a 4-barrel carburetor. Car and driver tested the car in 1977 and recorded a 0 to 60 time of just 8.1 seconds. That made it one of the quickest American cars of its day, Even the top 1977 Corvette's L82-350 V8 only produced 210 horsepower, making the Monaco a formidable performer. What cemented the Monaco's legacy was its starring role as the police chase car of choice in the Dukes of Hazzard. Any cop car that could hang with the General Lee was clearly no slouch. 1994 to 1996 Chevy Caprice 9C1. The rear-drive GM sedans built from 1991 to 1996, such as the Chevy Impala SS, Buick Roadmaster, and Cadillac Fleetwood, were some of the most desirable American cars of the early 90s. Were the last full-frame rear-drive behemoths GM would make. More importantly, under their hoods was a tuned version of the Corvette's LT1 V8 engine, making 260 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque. The police version was the legendary Caprice 9C1. This car could run the quarter mile in about 15 seconds and was so respected and durable that some departments reportedly restored them with taxpayer money rather than buying new Ford police Interceptors. 2012 to 2013 Chevrolet Caprice PPV. The Pontiac G8, a rear-drive Australian-built sedan sold in the U.S. from 2008 to 2009, was a serious performance machine. Standard models had a 256 horsepower V6 or a 361 horsepower V8, while the 415 horsepower 6.2-liter V8 from the Corvette powered the high-performance GXP. In 2012, GM brought back a stretch version of the G8 to serve as a police car. The top engine for the Caprice was a 355 horsepower V8 mated to a 6-speed automatic. The performance of this Chevy was a nostalgic throwback for officers who remembered the 90s Caprice. Even V6 versions were rated with a top speed of 150 miles per hour. If an officer needed a modern pursuit car for chasing down bad guys through winding canyon roads, this was the one to choose. 2010 Border Patrol Ford Raptor package. The U.S. Border Patrol doesn't typically order high-performance fleets. The terrain they operate in is rocks, dirt, and cactus, not billiard-smooth pavement. But that rugged environment requires serious off-road trucks, and the agency has been known to modify factory pickups and SUVs for demanding use. When Ford's SVT Raptor appeared, the Border Patrol had the perfect tool for hammering through the southern desert borderlands. The U.S. government ordered a handful of Raptors, though the trucks had to be outfitted with cloth seats instead of leather due to the job's intensity. You couldn't imagine a better vehicle for patrolling mile after mile of harsh off-road territory. 1975 Chevrolet Nova 9C1. The 1975 Nova police package was a joint effort between engineers from the Chevy Camaro and Nova teams. The project used a 165 horsepower, 350 cubic inch V8 with a 4-barrel carb and a 3-speed automatic transmission. That might not sound high performance today, but the Nova was a compact sedan, so it was relatively quick. Chevy sourced brakes from the larger Impala to safely bring the Nova down from speed. Camaro Z28 suspension parts helped keep the police Nova flat through the corners. This was a true 1970s GM sport sedan. 2013 Ford Taurus Police Interceptor. With the old Crown Victoria Police Interceptor retired, Ford offered 2 new replacements, one based on the Taurus sedan and another on the Explorer SUV. The Taurus Interceptor borrowed the 365 horsepower, 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 from the SHO, so it was no surprise that it topped acceleration tests in a recent Michigan State Police evaluation, hitting 60 miles per hour in just 5.75 seconds, several tenths quicker than the Caprice PPV. Ford held the lead up to 100 miles per hour, although the Caprice ultimately surpassed the Taurus's top speed of 150 miles per hour by 4 miles per hour. The bottom line is that between the Charger police package, the Caprice PPV, and the Taurus Interceptor, America now has the fastest lineup of police cars ever. Speeding drivers, beware.